Hey everyone, Kim here, Abundant Life Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you spending some time with me today to take on a different kind of reading. This one we're exploring a missing aircraft, and many of you probably have heard of it. It is MH370, Flight 370 from Malaysia en route to Beijing. And this big Boeing 777 just disappeared. It took off and didn't get very far. It got about 38 minutes into its flight and started to drift and turn westward off its northerly path. And so I want to thank my subscribers, Adam Bluefire and Stephanie Howe, for recommending that I explore this particular case. I'll admit, this is outside of my wheelhouse. I even used different decks, a couple of different decks this time. I used the New Era Elements Tarot, and you know who you are. You inspired me to use it. And I used my Ancestral Healing Oracle as well as my Secrets Revealed True Crime Oracle. So I used those particular decks because I just wanted to tap into different energies and stretch myself as a reader. So you may hear me pause from time to time. I have already recorded the reading, and you may hear me kind of sift through and hear my process of what I'm taking in as to what I think is going on in the reading. And of course, there's more to do. There is more to do. After I sit with the cards, I make notes and I look at the map, and I then start looking at the articles once I'm done with the readings. So let's settle in. I'm going to now take you all through the reading that I did for this missing aircraft. All right, so let's get started. Right now, I just would like some insights into what may have happened. I'm no aviation expert, so it's going to be interesting to see what we have come up. Oh, that was an acorn card. Okay. I'm going to zoom in, make it tighter. I don't know why there's such a glare. Sorry about that. So we got shovel, snake, dagger, dove, and Saturn. Well, I don't know the age of this plane. I mean, I would imagine that this is a solid plane. This is a Boeing 777, right? It's, you know, a plane that flies around. It, you know, for lack of a better word, this is a well-crafted airplane. And for it to just go this way, take a westward turn off the path from where it was coming from, going to Beijing, is interesting to me. And so now we're going to find out if we're looking at human interference, or we're looking at mechanical failure, or we're looking, and if it's human interference, was it just ineptitude, like the pilots were not trained? Maybe there was some kind of new addition to the plane, warnings that were ignored. I don't know. Or are we dealing with something a bit more sinister, like some sort of sabotage that taken place? And so that's what I'm looking at here. And I invite you all to look at the cards and see what you pick up on. I have not watched the Netflix special. I am somewhat familiar with the case from when it first happened. it was just tragic, right? Just tragic. 239 occupants lost their lives. So that's not lost on me here. Now, in terms of these cards, I'm just taking a moment also to take it in. I'm looking at the picture of the plane. This is a different kind of reading for me, so bear with me. This is about uncovering the truth. This also could represent, when you're digging up something and then you're trying to cover it up. Just as much as you're digging it up, you could be piling the dirt back on to cover up. So something being covered up. And then we have the snake card. Temptations. What usually tempts people? Sex for sure. But if it's not sex, it's money. Money, temptations. Also fears, though. I don't want to get ahead of myself because sometimes, it could be something that happened with perhaps the pilot allegedly. Or, someone snaps and they're leaning into fears, voices in their head, for example. So I don't want to get ahead of myself. I'm saying the different possibilities that the snake could represent, especially sitting next to the dagger card. The dagger card is about deceit and betrayal and hidden aggressions. From what I understand, from what I remember back when this was first happening back in 2014, was that people were looking into the background of the crew members and maybe some of even the passengers, and nothing remarkable came up from what I recall, but perhaps this is bigger than just the crew with the Saturn card. So now we have the acorn. This is about someone wanting to continue on with something, to take over something because it has a potential for growth. I don't know what that means, but that's how the words want to come out, and I'll just say them as they come up. As a result of this snake in this situation, many people lost their lives with this dove card. And they made peace with it because there was an acorn or something of abundance, something of worthiness that whoever is ultimately responsible for this, it was sadly like, oh well, yes, 239 lives were lost, but we got this instead. So as you unearth it, as you start to unearth what this is about in this situation, more dirt piles on, it's more difficult to see who actually in the end gains something, which I can't even imagine what you would gain out of this entire catastrophe. I mean, I don't know, but that's what I'm called. That's what I'm called to share. That's what I'm sharing. We have the Saturn card. And Saturn is about authority, someone in a position of authority and power. Power moves, adversity, dominance, control. Someone wanting control. Could it have been hijacked? Big power plays. And there were folks who were sacrificed as a result of this? Okay, well, this is the opening oracle reading. Okay. What caused the plane to disappear? We got judgment in reverse. Man depicted. What is the nature of the disappearance of MH370? Three of fire. I was wanting to mention to you all that what I was getting from all of this overall is that it's a human element or something to do with humans because of the tools with the shovel and the dagger, the living elements of the snake and the dove. Okay. 10 of fire in reverse. All reverse. All reversals. Anything else there? I think we're good there. All right, so we have the reversed judgment. This is about failure to analyze critically, like to understand that you are in crisis mode. This is faulty judgment that ultimately caused truly a failure to navigate this aircraft. Now, this over here could be speaking to the energy surrounding what is currently going on with Malaysia Airlines or with the country who took over this airlines. It may be some things going on. It also could just be letting me know that this is human error, the sense of betraying the human beings on that plane with faulty judgment. Maybe something happening with all this fire, because the judgment, is the critical piece here. Someone who is supposed to be really overseeing something, paying attention to something, did not. This person is fractured, fragmented, not focused, not critically analyzing something. The evaluation process fell apart in a critical time. 3 of Wands traditionally is what this card is. And notice it's in reverse. 3 of Wands, 3 of fire. It's like this was what happens as a result. The plane came down. And with all this fire, I don't know what this could mean. I don't know if this meant like there was some sort of engine failure or some sort of engine fire or something to do with maybe the air not being or maybe air being affected. You know, we only have so much air up there as human beings. So there's some sort of faulty judgment that led to this human error. Wow, trapped as they're falling down. Look at this. This is what it looks like upright. This is traditionally 10 of Wands. This is 10 of fire in reverse. It's very scary. You put your hands, or your life, not your hands, your whole body, your life. And sometimes your family members are on board a plane, not to scare everybody, but I mean, we're putting our faith and trust in someone or someones who are supposed to make sure that this was a machine that they could operate safely. I don't know if they missed some training or something critical with someone. Could it be the pilot? I don't know. I'll have to do some research after I'm done with all the readings related to this particular case. I want to get through the readings first, but yes, what I'm picking up on here. See if there's anything with the oracle. Yeah, not focused. Maybe became complacent with this Wanderlust card. Not focused at a critical moment early in the takeoff. Early in the takeoff, 3 of Wands. Not, they're just getting really started on the journey. I wonder if there's any information that people have gathered since 2014 that this happened that can help illuminate if there's some sort of fire or fire contaminating air or trapping them. Not quite sure what to make of the healing card. Human element and time. Paying close attention to the time leading up to when they was last on radar. There's clues there. I don't have a map in front of me, so I don't know. I'd have to look at the maps afterwards to see if I can pick up anything there. But it's feeling like something was missed and someone was not focused. This is human error. There could have been something that was going on with the plane, but it was one of those situations. Had someone been focused and making the right decision at that critical moment, it could have had a different outcome. But what ended up happening is they ran out of time. And look at the key word here, oppression. It's an interesting word because the oppression card also is a key word for the Saturn card. Oppression. It could have even been, I don't know. I'm going to not say just yet. Let's move to the next question. This one might be a bit more challenging, but we'll see. Are there any clues on where MH370 went or where it's located? We have Ace of Earth. And I do invite you all to share in the comment section, what do you think the cards are meaning? Okay. This is 5 of Water, disappointment, and notice that it's really a dried up area. That's interesting. What was I think I was on Wikipedia and there was an area, the Straits. I don't know. I need to look back at the Wikipedia article. But Daughter of Air. Look at this woman. She offers in her physicality a clue. I know that some people were saying, oh, the plane could have crashed more near Africa. Some people were saying it could have crashed, it's deep in the southern Indian Ocean. Or some people were like, it's closer to Australia. Some people were like, no, it's near Malaysia. They're all over the place where it could be. And with all over the place, there's different people, different nationalities, of course, different ethnicities. And so we're getting closer here with the Daughter of Air. Somewhere where it's like with Earth, Ace of Earth. Look at the crystals in between. Crystals. And 5 of Water, but it was in reverse. Look at the bridge. I have to sit with that. I'm not quite sure. In clues. I'm looking at this. It was in reverse. Perhaps a place where overabundance of water. Since, it says disappointment, this could be not disappointment and not drought filled. Although I'm just staring at this image and how it's urban areas over here. Urban areas. There's fish. I look at all of the image to pick up any clues that I could put in a written summary later, or when I am reviewing the cards at a later time, I look and see what else I could pick up on as clues as to what is being revealed here. I don't know. I'll have to look at that a bit closer. Deviated westward. Okay. So the plane deviated westward, going, a westerly direction. I'm looking at this city. You can barely see it on each side where water once ran through. Okay. Clues. There has been debris that has washed up over the years, so there's that. But I don't know. I don't know. I feel like this might be giving us guidance on how to determine just how to find the plane, if that is what we're aiming to do. We have ritual, magic, thought patterns. This is also indicating that perhaps we have already thought about where this aircraft is. It's already in the know. It's already in the now. It has already, been talked about. It's actually, there's concrete theories around it. It's just that where this particular vessel is, it runs deep. I will have to look at the particular map where some of this is happening. We have health issues, natural causes, human trafficking, investigation, investigator, PI, don't know. They tried over and over to search for this aircraft. And I'm just thinking, failed attempt at moving people. Maybe this is a bigger motivation. And again, this health issues, natural causes. This is telling me that something happened with a human being, some level of betrayal, the ultimate betrayal to those that were in their care. I'm going to have to look a little bit more at the information surrounding the crew members in particular, if you all know a bit more about that. And who also was responsible ultimately for taking the lead for the investigation. There's issues with that. There's there's competing priorities. There's self-interest involved in investigating what happened, and protecting their interests. So that is also coming up. But in terms of where, I don't, I'll have to look. This is not my normal wheelhouse of the type of readings that I do. I thought it would be interesting to explore, to tap in and see what we could glean from this. Okay. So now, let's go back to my questions. Why haven't searchers been able to locate MH370? Yeah, it's just what I was saying. Everybody has some self-serving interests. We have the Son of Water. I'm feeling like a very immature, self-centered interest, and you're dealing with multiple countries that were involved in the investigation. Because it fell, like the plane fell in between all these different nations in the water, right? And then you have all these different occupants from different countries, so all these different competing interests. And in the end, wow, Ace of Fire, it lacked any real direction from the start. There could have been an opportunity early on to find the plane, and that opportunity was lost. We have defeat. Okay. Again, Five of Air, competing interests. And ultimately, everyone suffers with no information, no movement, no clear winners, definite losers in the situation. So it was definitely, people-oriented. When I see the Son of Water, I also think of like not royalty, but people in positions of power with the court cards. So ultimately, the reason why searchers were not able to find MH370 is not so much a lack of, and it could also be lack of experience too with the Son of Water. It very well could be that as well. But they also had the best of the best, I heard, coming in from around the world to help them search. But I feel like there was misinformation, misdirection, like the leadership was not there early on, and thus at the critical moments to be able to really pinpoint where that aircraft went. And now it's deep down. Where's the Five of Water in reverse? It's deep down, probably at the bottom of the ocean where no one can go. And only what we were able to retrieve with sporadic debris is all that we're going to be able to get. It's really sad, because there was an opportunity. Now, some people may argue with me, like, no, there was no opportunity. Listen, I'm a lay person when it comes to any of this. So all I'm tapping into is just flowing out of me as I'm looking at the cards, interpreting them. And this is what I'm coming up with. It's like human indulgences, human error, human weakness that ultimately caused all of this. What is next in the search, and will we get any answers? We got Three of Swords, Three of Earth, or Three of Pentacles. I think there's going to be more efforts over the next 3 years to try to find more information. But as of now, it's just more grief for those who are affected by it, who are still affected by the loss of Flight 370. Grief for the family, grief for, those who were literally, maybe employed at that airlines, for example. And I think it ended up being taken over by Malaysia, the country. Malaysia Airlines. And so I'd imagine that had far-reaching effects. There was also a lot of grief internationally with the handling of the search. And it left a lot of people feeling betrayed, disappointed, mistrusting, let down. And that energy is pervasive. Now, I do see that there's like a third time's the charmed situation where someone's going to, try once again to go out there. It's been 2 major searches so far. I think there was obviously the first major search that happened with all the different countries. And then I think it was called Ocean. Oh, I forgot the name of the company. But there was another company, a private company, that used their own funds to go out and search for this aircraft, and they didn't find it. But interestingly enough, what was happening throughout the years was debris coming up all on the different places and shores and things, in different parts of that region in the world. So, you can start to piece together, and I do sense that there's like a third attempt, within the next 3 years or just past 3 years, because Earth represents the timing of years for me. So that's what I'm picking up on here. And look at that. Deep into the ocean, there is some answers that could come up as a result of this next big effort. I think with the Netflix documentary series that came out, that is having people reinterested, and it probably will inspire someone else to maybe explore all the evidence once again and really put everything together. But yeah, this had far-reaching effects, and it still does to this day with the Three of Air, Three of Swords. But this is so interesting. Joy. This is Nine of Water. This is a wish fulfilled for some. Now, some people could say, well, the wish fulfilled could be that someone gets their wish that no answers are found, because look how deep these dolphins are. But I sense that this is about more information coming up, where there could be more of a conclusion, a conclusive area of where this part of the ocean is where the plane is. I do believe that it's in an abundance of water. That's what I believe here. And I'll have to look at the maps. Got to look and see what I can pick up and glean here in the reading. But yeah, I don't know. This is favorable, though. We may get clues on where the craft is. We may even have a good understanding. But also, more importantly, yes, we would love to find it and be able to bring it forth, and people, feel some sense of peace. But the people who have lost their lives have sadly lost their lives. I hate to say it. What really just gotta know is, why did that aircraft come down? So that way it can be prevented in the future. That's what this is really also about, is really trying to find answers so that way we can prevent this from happening again. And so I do sense that someone is going to work in collaboration with another entity or group, maybe, past groups that have attempted, or just forming a partnership, and really once more trying to really understand and figure out what happened. But yeah, I think it's some level of human error, missing some information that was vital. It could be air pressure. I don't know. It could be that the pilot got disoriented and was making poor judgments in that critical amount of time. It could be not just the pilot, maybe the co-pilot, and it just set everyone up for failure here, as we see with the reverse Three of Fire, the reverse Ten of Fire. They ran out of time. They had a chance to remedy this situation with this healing card, and they didn't. Someone who was at the helm, who was supposed to take care and to lead the group, went wanderlust. The person they were counting on, allegedly. Just saying. So I strongly feel it's some form of human error that missed out on something critical that is associated with this Three of Fire card, the exploration card, and it's in reverse. It's so interesting to me that this card jumps with the aircraft pointing down. What do you all think? What do you think happened? Where do you think it's located? Where do you think Flight 370 is located? What do you think was the cause? What do you think about the search and how that all played out? I know Chinese nationals were very upset because a lot of the passengers or occupants on the plane were of Chinese descent, and they did not approve of how Malaysia was running things. So what did you all think? Do you think it was just the search was doomed from the start, or do you think they just never, because they didn't have a fair shake or fair chance at searching? Or do you think that there were missteps early on that could have led to the proper discovery of the plane? Let me know. I want to chit-chat with you all, especially those who have watched the documentary, or if you haven't yet, but you're quite familiar with this situation. I'd love to hear from you. So that's what I've got. I guess we can call this, this could be an initial reading of sorts. You all share with me some additional questions you would like me to ask, and we can do so in a future reading. So we could have this be the opening Oracle and Tarot reading for MH370. And I'll just collect the questions, and then in a future episode, we will revisit it with more questions. But this is kind of giving me an opening and understanding what we're dealing with here and where it may be. Maybe some people thought that the plane ended up on land. Well, I'm getting some conflicting information, but ultimately I still feel like it's water. We got 5 of water, Sun of water, 9 of water. All right, my friends, do me a favor on your way out. Please hit the like button. I appreciate it so much that you do. And subscribe. I love having you all here to chat with me in the comments section. So don't forget to give me your thoughts so we can all chit chat together about this. All right, my friends, take good care. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye for now.